What's going on? We back for Talkin Noise Podcast, episode 10. It's Mees here. Yeah, we moving. It's Mees here and Hart, and we missing one today. Derek, he's doing his thing. He's taking a little vacay day. It's all good. You know, we all need a little break. You know, but Hart, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I wish I had a vacation day, but you know.
It's coming. It's coming. Speaking into existence, it's coming.
I just had me a little vacation, so it's all good.
So we got a great discussion today that we're going to talk about. But first, we want to got any flowers? You got any flowers for anybody today?
Yeah. The young men at A&T track 4x400, 2 gold Olympics, 2 Olympic gold medalists.
That's right.
There we go. What's their names again?
Trevor Stewart and Randolph Ross Jr. And I believe it was the 4x4 relay. They are gold medalists. Brought it back home to Greensboro and representing the Aggies, Aggie Pride. And we just want to give y'all a shout out and say that we're proud. And that's major right there. And speaking of, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is that the best HBCU in the country?
Oh, of course. That's not even a question. You know I'm an Aggie, so that's not even a question. But speaking of gold medalists and winning the gold, just gonna touch on a couple current events before we go into the debate. The USA brought home the gold, and that was major. That was major right there. They brought home the gold for the Team USA. Kevin Durant led them with 29 points. Jason Tatum had 19 off the bench. That's major right there. I know we talked about that in the last episode that I kind of doubted them a little bit. I'll say it myself. I think did you? I didn't remember that, but we kind of doubted them. And I think that they definitely shut us up and
with good reason though. With good reason.
No, I'm proud. I love when things like you prove me wrong like this because. Yeah. You know, I'm not a hater. You know, it's just my opinion. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not tripping about that. And this was Kevin Durant's. This is his third gold medal, and he's just showing why he is the quote unquote best player in the world right now. That could change when the King gets back and when Harden gets back. We gonna see, because you know who I like. You know, between them two, they're my two guys right there. They're my two guys right there. And then speaking of LeBron and NBA free agency, I gotta just give you guys a couple recap. The Lakers, they got Russell Westbrook traded, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and then KCP, and a couple draft picks for Russell Westbrook. I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work, but I'm excited to see. And they also acquired what I think was 7 players for 15 million, and got my boy Wayne Ellington. I've been wanting Wayne to play with Bron for years. So this is a dream come true for me. A lot of people laugh at me, but I mean, Wayne Ellington is a shooter, man. So I'm happy to have my boy on the roster, even though he's a little old.
Means we can easily go over the Lakers roster. It's basically the 2012 All-Star team.
Basically,
all on one squad.
Hey, we'll take it, dog. We'll take it. Speaking of for Lakers and former Lakers, I shout out your boy Dennis Schroeder. He's a Boston Celtic.
A rich man, right?
What, 1 year, $5 million? He signed a 1 year, $5 million, $5.9 for $6 million.
We're calling $6
million contract. And also added Marcus Smart. There with
signed a new deal. He deserved it. He definitely deserved it.
90 million? No, 77 million.
Yeah, close enough, right?
Yeah. And then just a couple other names. Kawhi's re-signed with the Clippers. I think CP3 re-signed with the Suns. Kyle Lowry is now Miami Heat, 3 years, $90 million. So I mean, that's
just the team right there.
A couple. I'm excited about the Heat. I think they're gonna make some noise, and those are just a couple of notable things. And then we got the NFL coming up, preseason games on right now as we speak. The Patriots about to play the Eagles in preseason game, and we got NFL coming up, fantasy football for all my fantasy football heads. So it's a lot. It's about to go down, man. NFL, but you got anything else? I'm sorry. You got anything you want to add or anything you want?
No. Just we need to do something with that football or fantasy, man. We gotta spice it up on here with something with that.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
And so now, as they say, let's get into the nitty gritty things. And we got some special guests here, and I'm gonna bring them in. We got I make sure I'm saying this right. Namre. I'm sorry. And we got my boy K-Dub.
What's going on?
What's going on? And we here. Got the debate and Kobe versus Tim Duncan. And this is some might say it's not easy. It's an easy debate, and some say it's not.
It's a heavyweight bout right here.
I think it's a tough one. You got
Clash of the Titans,
right? You got Kobe Bryant. I mean, you got Kobe. He's just some notable things. They both 5-time champions. Kobe played 20 seasons. Tim 19. You got Tim averaged 19 points per game. Kobe 25. Tim was a rookie of the year. Kobe wasn't. A couple other things. The resumes are kind of similar. I wish we had them up so that everybody could
I got them. I got them.
Go ahead, Hope. I'll let you go ahead and kick.
We'll get into
it. Hold on. I'm sorry. Make sure that y'all like and subscribe to the Apple Podcast, Talkin Noise Podcast, also Spotify. Make sure you click Talkin Noise Podcast on that as well. And also YouTube. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Talkin Noise.
And subscribe.
Right. I forgot to get that in. I'm sorry. I'm not the usual host as Derek. I'm not as good as Derek, but I'm trying. So
Molly's very talented. She ain't here.
But go ahead, Harv. I'll let you take it out, man.
So where do we get started here? These two guys don't really need an introduction, but I guess we should. We got Kobe Bryant, Philadelphia native. Like me said, legendary 20-year career, all with the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 8, number 24. I think he was a 12-time all defensive team, which we're gonna talk about because that's a little skewed number. Also, what was it? 1-time MVP. I think he had how many scoring titles? 3 or 4, I think, somewhere in there. I may be wrong.
2 scoring titles.
Two. Okay, so only 2 scoring titles. So we'll move on to Tim Duncan, the quiet assassin. He don't have too many nicknames like Mr. Mamba, but just as effective.
He was never assassin. Let's put it on the table. Might be
the big fundamental. There you go.
The big fundamental. Put some respect on it.
Right. Thank you, K-Dub. 19 seasons, all with the San Antonio Spurs, 2 MVPs, 15-time all defensive first team. 2 MVP titles, like I said, 3 finals MVP titles. Let's get into it, man. We've been waiting on this one.
So first, I think we should let's draw the lines here. Who's with who? So we know, so everybody knows who's rolling with who.
Picking sides here.
So we're picking sides here.
Oh, easy. Tim Duncan all day.
Okay.
Tim Duncan. I'm going with Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe Bryant.
I'm going Duncan, but it's for different. We'll get into it. I'm going Duncan.
It's tough for me, man. It's tough, man. I honestly don't know. I'm just going to kind of just pick on both sides and just. I could say Kobe, but I could say Timmy too. It's a number of things, and I think we're going to get into it and see. And I think by the end of this, I might have a side that I could pick. I think somebody gonna convince me. So who wants to start, man? So what makes one guy better than the other? Somebody give me your best, your best statement, your best intro. What is it called when the lawyers their best
opening
statement. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say.
We'll let Kobe go first since he's a little handicap match today,
How's Kobe? Kobe ain't never been handicapped, yo. It ain't in the mama's vocabulary to be handicapped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kobe Bryant, to me, he just had a bigger impact on the game. When you say, career, it just ain't about like numbers or championships. It's about the bigger impact on the game. And Kobe just brung it, And I felt like Tim Duncan, I'm not taking nothing away from Tim Duncan because, Tim Duncan was the model citizen, consistent across the board. He was an automatic bucket in the post, one of the greatest power forwards to ever do it. But, like his highs wasn't as high as Kobe, and that's what I look at.
That's true.
That's debatable.
Okay. If we talking about, are we talking about career or are we talking about the biggest influence, biggest impact in the game of NBA? Yes, Kobe got that. But we talking about career wise, we talking Tim Duncan. First of all, never missed the playoffs. Consistent as he was, came in the game, dominated. Mind you, guess what? Is Kobe the greatest at his position?
No.
All right then.
No.
Tim Duncan is the greatest at his position. There hasn't been
arguably.
There's no better power forward.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan is the best power forward to touch the game, and I still don't see anybody who's topping him right now, even in today's NBA game. The man, look, and the thing about him, he has no ego. The man plays for his team. You've seen that man dominate in 3 different decades. The man had no issue with transition in the game when it went to Manu Ginobili and it went to Tony Parker. And even still in his late game, he was still able to dominate guys like Chris Bosh in the NBA Finals, guys like Rasheed Wallace. He went up against some of the top bigs and when he got to the championship. Mind you, again, list goes on. 5 rings, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 NBA MVPs, 1 rookie of the year.
Kobe was robbed of a couple of them MVPs, though. He should have more than one. I will say that. Kobe was robbed.
Which one? I love the debate.
Steve Nash. Didn't Steve Nash win one?
Steve Nash
he averaged like 10, 15, 10, and something ridiculous, man. I mean,
Kobe was missing the playoffs those years. Like,
exactly.
Come on, man. You're scoring 81, but you ain't winning 40 games.
I get that.
So Katie,
Tim Duncan was the best power forward to play the game, which I'm not gonna say, I take nothing away from that. But like, who are the other power forwards on that list, yo? Like, ain't no Michael Jeffrey Jordan ain't on that list. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe's list is way deeper than Tim Duncan's list. The second
that's debatable. You can go KG, you can go Malone,
Dirk Nowitzki.
That's 2 that he, played against.
Akeem the Dream.
Nobody, none of them guys.
Hakeem Olajuwon,
the best player to ever play the game.
But see, to me, to that point, yeah, he was a power forward, but Tim played a lot of center. So we can't just coop him just at the power forward spot. Like, you got to put him with the centers too, especially after David Robinson, which is an all-time player, but he only played with him for what, 4 seasons, I think? 4 seasons.
Tim Duncan always played with a center. Always.
No.
But when the game mattered, he was the center for a lot of that time.
I am a fan. I watched the Spurs, and I know in 2007, 2008, who was he next up against? Matt Bonner. Splitter came after, like, towards the end of the
period. 11, 12.
Yeah. 13, he was with the Red Mamba, Matt Bonner, and that dude was not a center.
Hey, how about this? I know who Kobe's center was. Y'all know who Kobe's center was.
Kobe's center.
Shaq.
Come on, the big era stuff. The man who
Andrew
Bynum is another one. You can laugh at him all you want, but Bynum could ball when he was healthy.
Well, but what do y'all say to people that say that Tim Duncan had more stability than Kobe when it comes to like, you know, he had Greg Pop his whole year. He didn't have freaking Kobe had
Phil
Phil.
Jackson, right?
Yeah,
The
Phil
Phil
He didn't have
Jackson.
Phil his whole
Right?
He didn't have Phil his whole he didn't have the benefit of having
He got all 5 chips. Phil got all 5 of them chips with Kobe.
That's why it's hard for me, man. I'm
Right.
like,
You can say what you want. Kobe, and I'll say this too. Kobe, I think, would be high on this list for me, but and I guess you can call it ego, but some people would probably call it drive. He wanted to always be the man. Like, he was never cool with just being one of, you know, like Tim Duncan. I think, although he was always better than everyone he played with, he was cool with just being one of whatever, one of the guys.
right.
Kobe always wanted to be the reason we win and the reason we lose. That's why he got rid of Shaq. That's why his relationship with Phil Jackson deteriorated. I mean, you can go to Rudy Tomjanovich. A lot of the coaches he had, he fell out with them. A lot of the players he had, he fell out with them.
And Tim Duncan, I mean, he wasn't bougie. He didn't put himself, and like you say, he didn't put himself ahead of the team. Even real dudes like Steven Jackson ride with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Like dogs. Like, it don't matter.
To the end.
It's like dudes like who's my guy? Dang, French dude. I keep forgetting his name.
Dial.
Yeah, Dial. They love
Dial.
Boris Dial. So, and he knew how to control people's ego. I mean, I think, you know, he definitely said he was part of the reason of that, like, you know, that Spurs foundation of why the team. I think Kawhi is the reason why Spurs kind of fell out. He destroyed the Spurs foundation. But like I said, Tim Duncan's the one that carried it through for those 15 to 16 years. All Tim Duncan. I think Kobe, what knocks Kobe is, for one, he did miss the playoffs compared to Tim Duncan. I think also injury towards the end of his career hurts him. But like I said, I don't, like you said, injury, nobody can control that.
Right.
So, and I think also, honestly, this is another thing. I think Kobe played with greater players than Tim Duncan.
Yes.
He had, you know, that question of who had more help or who had better help. I feel like if you match their career and you line up the players that they played with, I think Kobe's talent level of people he played with was much better than Tim Duncan.
You put a young Tony Parker and a young Ginobili on the Lakers, and they win in the championship.
First of all, they're not even gonna sit on the team. They're gonna get shipped out. They get shipped out.
But Tim Duncan, you know, he played. You had to double team Tim Duncan. You know what I mean? And then if you'd have put Ginobili and Parker on any other team, they wouldn't have been as good as they were. You know what I mean? I mean, Ginobili, they both had games, but they wouldn't have been.
I think
I agree with that.
I believe Ginobili would have succeeded anyway.
TP was a problem. TP was a problem too, though.
He was
He
great.
could get into that lane.
Yeah, but it's because he played with Tim.
Yeah, like you had to double team Tim. Like the Spurs, how they do that passing, that space. I mean, that driving space, kicking all that. That offense came off of Tim Duncan. Like, you had to kick it in. Yeah, you went down low, you double, and Tim will kick it. You know what I'm saying? They had that wide open. Bruce Bowen, he sat in the corner wide open the whole game because of Tim Duncan drawing the double team.
So,
I mean,
go ahead. All right.
Tim Duncan made a lot of, and you bring up Bruce Bowen, he made a lot of journeymen famous, man. Bruce Bowen, I remember I used to love Sean Elliott.
Now he had game, you know.
He had game, but he ain't nobody these young kids remember today.
Yeah, but if you was in my era, you know who Sean Elliott was. You know what I'm saying?
You did before. I think you had a knee injury or something.
Sean Elliott,
Avery Johnson. Yeah, man, but them guys ain't nothing they ain't none of them better than Parker and Ginobili. And if I don't feel like you can compare really any of the great players that Kobe played with, you can't compare them to Tim Duncan's supporting cast. And he had the same supporting cast pretty much all 19 years, other than David Robinson.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was a plug and play situation with Tim. You know what I mean? Like Tim was a great player. You know, this ain't no debate saying like Tim was garbage and Kobe was great.
Right. No, definitely.
Nothing like that. To me, when you looking at you telling me Kobe versus Tim Duncan, I'm looking at who had the biggest impact.
Right.
And I feel like Kobe had the biggest, like today, he's gone off this earth and he still felt like I cried when Kobe died. Like I don't cry at all. And I cried when Kobe died because I felt like my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Tim passed away right now, I wouldn't even break a stride. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, definitely. No, real talk. And I think that's what I was trying to explain to Harp. I said that's kind of like the thing that I can say definitely that Kobe. That's why I would, one of the reasons I would say, because there's no basketball players are walking around here now saying I want to be like Tim Duncan. They not, they say I want to be like Kobe. Devin Booker, all these guys, all these guys, Tatum, they want to be like Kobe.
But that's the Flash, Mies, is it not? That's the Flash.
I mean, that's true. And then also Kobe played in LA. They get more TV time than when you do in a small market San Antonio. But I mean, look at
Tim Duncan might as well play for the Charlotte Hornets.
But guess what? Let's get some things here. All right, see, Kobe gets his roses like in a broad audience. People do it in public. People won't say how they follow the Spurs. All the big men you see play this Euro style, they're all trying to shoot. They're not doing the back to the basket. You follow Tim Duncan. As a matter of fact, here's another influence for you. Tim Duncan and the Spurs show that you can win in a small market. They show that you can win through the draft. They show you didn't have to go in ahead and spend money on big free agents.
Late in the draft.
Like, yeah, you can pick, and you can put guys in Europe, pick guys in Europe, put them stationed for 3-4 years, bring them over, and then they just a beast. Mind you, look at OKC. OKC followed what the Spurs did, went ahead and drafted and got that three-headed monster in Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. So I don't want to hear that. Look at the Bucks right now. The Bucks, small market team. And what happened? They got it through the draft. And what did they follow? The concept of the Spurs. So yeah,
who they head coach? They had coaches from the Spurs coaching.
Exactly. And there's a lot of coaches in the NBA from the Spurs coaching tree.
That's true.
So
they imprint is big on the league. And Popovich, he was a general manager, came down from the office and coached. His whole culture, the whole system is great. It's great for the league. It's great for basketball. Not taking nothing away from that.
So is it more Pop? Is it more Pop, or is it more Tim? Like was Pop the reason for Tim's success?
What Pop was since Tim left?
I think Pop was the reason they won championships. But I mean, not the bottom reason, but a big part of that. The structure he put. But you can't win championship without Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I think Pop was the reason for this consistency, and I said Tim was the one that put him over the hump. Yeah, structure and getting them championships. So I think
Pop says all the time, he said Tim was like the biggest coach on the floor that he's ever coached, because Tim was so coachable that if the best player on the team could get yelled at and be told to get
he did say
he said everybody else did it because Tim did it.
So
Kobe doing that?
Kobe ain't taking no shit from nobody.
Exactly, Kobe.
It depends on who you are. Everybody can't talk to Kobe, like
Kobe. There was
talk to me. Don't talk to me. What are you doing?
Tim Duncan was one of the most drama, just like least amount of drama you've ever seen in a player. Not saying it's a knock on Kobe, but he did.
Decent amount of shape ups too. How about that? How about playing in the finals without a fucking shape up,
Chill out.
Hey, look, we don't talk about Kobe's mushroom throw he had at the beginning of his career.
I know we're not gonna talk. Look,
but hey, I want to say this, K-Dub. You wore a great shirt today.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. The reason I say this, bear with me. The reason I say this, God rest his soul, Kobe has passed. But just like with Nipsey Hussle, man, what? And Namre, I know you might be the exception to this rule, but people weren't rocking with Nipsey like that before he passed. They wasn't. And I'm not saying that Kobe ain't good enough to be. I feel like Nipsey turned into Tupac after he died.
You can't say that about Kobe, dog. I see where you going. You can't do that with
real
Kobe.
Hip hop heads rock with Nipsey before he passed.
All right,
like real basketball heads fuck with Kobe before he passed.
Everybody rock with Kobe.
Right, but hold on. People who are really fans of the game, they all if you go to somebody, man, we can go to a middle-aged white or black guy right now, and you'll say, what was your favorite team in the early 2000s, late? A lot of them say the Spurs. A lot of the analysts on TV, they say the Spurs.
I'm about to say a lot of middle-aged white men are going to say the Spurs. I thought you were going to say they're going to say the Lakers.
Not gonna say that because the league didn't like when the Spurs got to the championship because that was the lowest rated championship games ever.
Which
Like,
one?
The Detroit Pistons, them in the Cavs.
Oh yeah,
They went so many.
Wait. Don't put that on the Spurs. Don't put that on the Spurs. First of all, the Pistons ain't really have a superstar on their squad.
Yeah, it was too small market. It was small market.
And the Cavs, it was of course it was going to
LeBron and nothing.
Nobody
LeBron
expected
and
LeBron to go.
LeBron and maybe featuring Boobie Gibson and Andre and Gooden and Zadrunas Ilgauskas. Like you could have put a poster. It was just you seen the Spurs big three, and you just see LeBron and Mike Brown in the back.
They built their wall.
But even with that series, Tim went out there and handled business in 4 games.
He always do.
Tim always handles business.
Let's be real. Tim Duncan was the closest thing to doing what Jordan did.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Punk A, Ray Allen.
No. If it weren't for Greg Popovich, actually, because he pulled Tim Duncan out on that play, and I think if Tim would have been in, he would have got the rebound because he was he get on the boards. Yeah. So it's a lot of it's a couple people. Pop the start.
Pop the start. Yeah, I'd say Pop gets a big blame because you right about that Tim Duncan, but also because he let go of Steven Jackson right before the playoffs and brought brought in Tracy McGrady, who didn't even play a lick in the finals. And I think Steve Jackson would have strapped up Ray Allen. He had that dog.
That was more than basketball right there.
Yeah, it was. Nah, yeah, definitely. He wanted. I don't even want to get into that.
So off the court decision.
Mm-hmm.
So do y'all have Tim Duncan higher in your overall best NBA? Is he higher than Kobe?
I ain't never heard nobody put Tim Duncan on that top 10. I never heard nobody put Tim Duncan.
Man, you must walk around with your hands on your ears now, man. Like
I've heard Tim Duncan in the top.
Yeah,
5.
like Tim Duncan is what top 10?
I think him and Kobe are both top 10.
Yeah.
Some people don't even have Kobe in their top 5.
Means we talked about this. I got Kobe probably at 10.
Oh yeah.
Just being honest. Tim Duncan is the best at his position now, right? Like,
but who played his position?
What you mean? Are you trying to say in his era, like who
the whole era of the league? You name 10 power forwards that was great in the whole era of the league.
Now, he went into the Hall of Fame with one of the other top 5 best power forwards ever. KG. Malone.
Dirk.
He beat all of these guys too. That's 4 right there.
All right, keep going.
Chris Webber.
I can't get behind that one.
Elijah Wan, Karl Malone.
Yeah. You go through shooting guards. You know what I'm saying? That list goes long.
No, give me 5. Give me 5 shooting guards that you feel is not better than Kobe, but on his level. Jordan. Don't say Mike either.
Jordan, he is shooting guard.
We already know that. We don't need to speak his name.
I gotta put that on there because you know what I'm saying. My memory's getting bad, so that's with Jordan, right?
No doubt.
AI.
Got the logo, Jerry West, right?
Allen Iverson.
Oh, we taking it. So we're going back to black and white. We're going back to black and white then.
Yo, we gotta go through the whole history of this thing, man.
I give you T-Mac in his era. Shooting guards on his level, maybe T-Mac.
AI? Y'all don't.
AI.
Is AI not a person?
Yeah. AI wasn't 2 guard. He wasn't 2 guard.
You can say Vince Carter.
Vince Carter? He played against him.
You know how I feel about Vince Carter. What Vince Carter win?
Well, that you can.
Did he get to the final?
He won a dunk contest. That's about it.
He dominated that dunk contest.
Yeah. That's it. That was about it. All right, so something else I want to touch on, and we kind of did a little bit. Who had the better teammates throughout their long careers?
Better as in talent, or
you mean just
teammate, right?
It's the culmination, just talent. I guess performing.
That's Kobe. Well, if we're talking talent, it's Kobe. Easy. Yeah. He's in that. Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, even though they were in their last couple of years. But GP went and won a ring. Dwight Howard,
Steve Nash.
No.
Hey, don't forget Smush Parker. Don't forget Smush Parker.
Rick Fox. Eddie
No,
Jones.
If we're gonna talk about teammates, it's got to be guys that was with him, won championships with him, was there a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
Ori.
Bush Parkers.
Well, Duncan had Ori too, though.
We
Yeah,
just
but-
messing with that one. Swish Park, we know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. He did have him too. But I
Kobe
feel
had-
like
and nobody
top-level talent, Kobe had better.
Shaq. Nobody up Tim Duncan ever played with was close to Shaq.
Well,
not even comparable.
Not even David.
David Robinson was probably 35.
One thing I know,
David Robinson's career was
David
great.
Robinson, if you look at the numbers, every time Shaq played David Robinson, even in
He
the
killed
All-Star game, he was busting ass.
He killed
You know
him.
what I'm saying? Shaq did
I
not.
mean, to be honest, though, David Robinson came out in the late 80s.
I don't give a
Like,
shit. Shaq came out in the late 80s, early 90s. They about
So-
the same age.
So who the best player Tim Duncan ever played with? Is it Kawhi?
Nah, I say Ginobili, yo. You know,
Yeah,
that
You
one
said
year,
who?
I say Ginobili, man.
Ginobili.
I think
I have to go Parker. I mean, Parker was a Finals MVP.
I
and
say-
he earned that Finals
I
MVP.
say Parker.
Kawhi,
I say-
two-time Finals MVP.
Yeah, but Kawhi was
Only
just,
one with him though.
Kawhi was just getting. He was in his early stages. He
Yeah,
wasn't even
that
in his
was all
prime yet.
defense.
Like Kawhi didn't get into his bag until his last season with the Spurs.
Nah, yeah, I thought they was
yeah.
gonna beat the Warriors
Yeah.
when he got Zaza. I thought he was
Zaza,
gonna beat the Warriors.
Zaza Pachulia. That man is trifling.
And
Headhunter.
Tim was gone then. Tim was, and
Yeah.
I say this too.
Yeah, Tim was going. Yeah,
Around-
he was.
Something I wrote down that okay, so Tim Duncan was third in career wins, 6 all-time rebounds, 5th all-time in blocks. He had the most career playoff minutes when he retired. I think he's been passed.
Mhm.
But something else too, around 2009, 2010 season, that's when Popovich started this what killing the NBA today is this load management. And Tim Duncan was the first star to start getting load managed. And that was what 9-10 years into his career when he could have still played heavy 40, 35 minutes a game. He was playing under 30 minutes a game from 2009 to when he retired, just to preserve him a little bit. And I think that hurt a lot of his accolades. For him to still be that high on a lot of these lists, and you played less than 30 minutes for half of your career, that's a big deal.
That is impressive.
And I feel, to be honest with you, I feel like another thing about Tim, if you're comparing, like, it's all about championships, is, what makes players great. I feel like Tim played tougher competition in his finals matchups. Just being honest, being real with you. I mean, he played LeBron 3 times.
You gotta explain that.
He played LeBron 3 times. I said he had to go up against the Pistons, something that Kobe he couldn't beat the Pistons.
Nope. What a all-star cast.
Come on, Kobe was in jail half the season. Hey, have y'all ever got off the plane and tried to go play ball?
Man, word. Yeah.
Chill.
Hey,
Kobe,
what is that?
and then look, Kobe,
Shaq
look.
was beefing hard. He didn't even take a shot in the first half because Shaq said he shot too much. So Kobe was pissed off the next game. He didn't take a shot, man. That don't count.
It ain't his fault. I mean, that's his fault. That's his fault for being a dickhead. That's on him. Like, no.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Tim, who did Kobe face? The Orlando Magic. Like,
Dwight Howard. I blame LeBron. Well, I don't blame LeBron. I blame
And
the
then-
other Cavs.
Yo, that
members.
ain't got nothing to do with either of them because you can't control what you play, yo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
You can't, but we got to judge it at the end. You still got to judge it.
What's their head-to-head record? I forgot to look that up. I just thought.
And then look, you got the big 3, the Celtics big 3 versus the Heat big 3. Which one was tougher?
Right. Celtics. Easy.
Which
I had
one was
to get
tougher?
you going, man.
Nah,
I had to get you going a little bit.
What?
Tim Duncan went against the younger,
Well, no, the
athletic.
Celtics.
He went
I
against
put
the
that always
matter of fact,
Celtics team up against any
They
of these
was-
squads.
They was tough.
mind you, the Heat big 3 was in their prime. They were all in their prime when
Yeah.
when Tim Duncan faced them back to back
These, you
years.
said they had the best player of all
And
time.
Tim,
on
Duncan,
that
and Tim Duncan was supposed to beat him
Greatest
twice.
player of all time.
He
So was
supposed to
Tim?
be-
Go ahead. I'm sorry to get up. Finish it.
No, I was just saying Tim was supposed to beat him twice. That's all I was saying. I'm still
Yeah,
mad about
K-Dub.
that.
And that series, to be honest, that last championship, it wasn't even that close.
No.
And LeBron
Washed.
James was, what, 28, 29 years old?
Washed him.
Yeah, with an old
Washed
Tim Duncan.
I blame
should've been.
Dwayne Wade and
They would
Chris
have beat him
Bond.
again if that rebound, like y'all was saying, they would have beat the Spurs. The Spurs would beat the Heat again.
And this might not even be a debate.
So was Tim Duncan ever the greatest player? Not the greatest. I'm sorry, the best in the world when he played. Like, because I even sometimes think was Kobe. How long was Kobe? Like, I'm trying to even think, was Kobe the best player in the world at one point in time?
Yeah, he definitely was. Kobe definitely was. I'd say
on social media.
Nah,
I'd say because you could say Kobe was the best player. Like, say once when they made that second run into the finals, he was the best player in the world.
Kobe was the best player in the league. 2006 through 2011. Kobe was the best player in the league.
Yeah,
that's what my boy told me.
Not LeBron James.
No.
Although LeBron got 3 MVPs in that time frame to Kobe's 1.
Well, Greek got 2. Do you call him the best player in the world?
All right. Let's go somewhere with the MVP.
I couldn't even shoot a 3 at that time.
Let's go somewhere with the MVP.
For me, you feel like
he was streaky.
Hey, the way the Spurs beat the Cavs in 2007 was let LeBron shoot 3s.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. If we gonna talk about them numbers too, like,
the MVPs are painted because they always go by the best player on the best team. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about who the best ball player in the league is. You know what I'm saying? So
not always. Not always.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, there goes one big one right there.
He stole that one from Kawhi. That was supposed to be Kawhi's MVP.
He averaged a triple-double. There has never been a triple since
almost every point guard, shoot guard in the league close to a triple double at this point.
No. Nobody.
Lonzo Ball almost averaged a triple double 2 seasons ago.
Nobody averaged a triple double the whole season, but Elgin Baylor and Russell Westbrook.
Impressive.
I
think that got here. Hey, look, he lost a rookie Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs that year in 5 games.
I thought MVP. Oh, my bad. MVP was best player who pretty much was the reason why their team was winning. And they actually did something in the playoffs. I think that's another thing about the MVP. You actually got to take the significance of what you do in the playoffs if you're leading the team. Because I think that season you seen Kawhi shown he was the best player. He was knocking everybody out. I think he had that face off because James Harden was in the running that year too. Had that one-on-one face on with James Harden, beat Harden and dominated. I think it was like I forgot it was game 4 or 5. Got the block on Harden and hit the 3 in his face. I thought that was all Kawhi, and he was going to go against the Warriors by himself and had a beat by 21 in game 1. So I think that was Kawhi's that year. I don't care about that whole triple double. That's just a statistic that if you see Russell Westbrook, he sometimes just gets rebounds and
they give him a couple rebounds.
Kawhi Leonard played in the regular season that year. How many games did Kawhi Leonard play in the regular season?
I can guarantee you it was somewhere around 60 probably because he don't play.
The playoff award is called? It's called the Finals MVP. Is the playoff award. The regular season is called the MVP.
Nah, wait. I thought the finals was the finals. It was like you're in the finals, and then
if you're the best player in the playoffs, you should win the championship. You should be crowned Finals MVP.
So
that's gonna happen a lot.
Curry don't happen.
That's how it goes though. Regular season award is called the MVP.
Okay, so how about this?
MVP.
So how can you say Kobe was the best player in the league from 06 to 11? He had 1 MVP in that time frame, and they lost the championship that year.
Kobe Bryant was the best player on the planet during those years. If you go back, I got this up on my phone right now. Going back 40 years, the best player from every year. You know what I'm saying? And that's what. And it ain't about
according to what?
Ain't about no championship. It's just about who had the best game,
right?
And who had the best game.
That's what it should be about, though. That's what I be trying to.
What are we judging it on? What do you mean had the best game? Like what?
Like the most dominant player of that year. Like how LeBron been the most dominant player these last few years. Whatever. Same thing. Yeah,
he's been the best player too.
LeBron's era, a year ago, 2012 through 2018, it was LeBron's era. Like he's the best player on the planet. Check it up.
No, that sounds right. Because they got Shaq up there too for like 2000 to 2002 or something, don't they?
Yeah, all 3 championships.
Yeah.
That was Shaq Brown.
He won Finals MVP. He was the best player on the planet. You couldn't hold him.
He was. And look, we take them 3 years away again. It's so many factors here. If we put in place, if this didn't happen, we wouldn't even be having this debate.
Ain't putting no factors. We gotta go with what reality is. And reality is Shaq and Kobe was a great duo. They won them championships. And that's another thing. That's another thing about the Spurs. Like, always had a great team, consistency. They never won back-to-back. They never had a dynasty. Kobe played for 2 dynasty teams.
I thought a dynasty was 3 in a row, but I give you that. I'll give you that.
So Timmy went on that list of greatest play. He was never did he have a time when he was the greatest, where they titled him the greatest player in the world?
2003 to 2005, 3 seasons.
And let's be honest too. Let's be honest here. Them few years after Mike retired, the NBA wasn't what it became probably the late 2000s. Like it wasn't quite on that level. Like again, he played Iverson. We can't even name another guy on that Iverson team that was in the finals.
I think you could say Duncan. I think you could say Duncan was the best player in that 2002-2003 span.
Yeah, he won MVP.
He won MVP back to back. I mean, he was putting up stats like 25 and 12. I mean, it's not like yeah.
They got him on here 2003 through 2005. I mean, you can add 2004. He still don't equal Kobe's.
No.
2002.
Kobe is the flash here, man. It's the flair, the pizzazz. My man's game is just like the greatest player of all time.
Right? You got a choice, right? You ain't been born yet. Jesus Christ comes down and he describes. He's like, yo, you can have this career, consistency, never get in no trouble, model citizen, no lows, but no real highs, consistent, right? Or you can be fucking Kobe Bryant, where you taking fucking brandy to your damn prom in your high school prom, right? You know what I'm saying? Get drafted. Matter of fact, you get drafted by the Hornets and tell them you don't want to play for them, and they send you out to LA where you wanted to be, right? You get to play with Shaq all them years. You get to be the best player on the planet all them years. You start a movement, a basketball movement that people, after you pass, people are mourning you about this movement.
They love you in China.
Nobody has ever worn Tim Duncan sneakers but Tim Duncan.
Oh no, that's a lie. Duncan got some nice sneakers.
Yeah,
he got some pretty decent sneakers. They ain't Kobe's.
We're gonna get to that too. Go ahead, Nees. My bad.
Duncan got some nice sneakers. I remember Duncan got some nice sneakers. They straight. I wish I could pull them up. I've had some Duncans before. In favor of the Duncans, yeah, the Duncans that if I remember.
Man, y'all didn't go to Smith during the late 90s. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk up in there with some Tim Duncans on, yo.
Hold on. So in the late 90s, he was wearing the Kobe's?
Let me look up Tim Duncan.
Kobe got one nice pair of shoes, man. And we're not going to get into this again today. Kobe got one.
Still wear Kobe's today.
That's because they still make them now, Ray. They still make them.
Remember his wife, she don't like Nike no more.
Now, Ray, I'll ask you like I asked everybody on our podcast. What number Kobe is the best ones?
Which one? The Kobe?
Tell me which number?
5.
5?
Yeah.
He just pulled that out.
Nah, I didn't.
He just said one.
Photos or whatever. What they call?
Who?
That's what everybody got them on.
The Grinches?
The Grinches.
Yeah, those are 5s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I hear you, man. I ain't rocking them.
Tim Duncan got the phone posits. Y'all didn't wear the
flight posits. Flight posits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Please, you're right.
I wanted a pair of them. Them joints was fire.
And I bet Namre had a pair of those.
Those joints wasn't fire.
Them joints
you had those flight posits. Knees, great point. Damn, the flight posits.
Basketball and Tim Duncan's. I mowed the grass in those.
Oh my God!
You had them. No, you ain't mowed the grass when you bought them.
Man, I wanted these things.
I gave them to me. My cousin, I had 2 pair. He gave me 2 pair. Some gray ones and some purple ones.
Nah, I gotta roll with Duncan on the sneakers, man.
Yeah, man. Them flight posits was hard.
Yeah.
Flight posits was hard.
They came back out like what 07, 08.
I don't know.
Like when I was in college. And like them joints was everybody wanted them.
the metallic gold looking green ones. Those is even dope, man. Those shoes is dope.
Sneakers, man.
Kobe was wearing moon boots back
the
then.
only Jordan on sneakers, yo.
You said what?
Jordan.
Who?
Penny Hardaway shoes look better than any Kobe shoes.
Hardaway only had like 3 pair of sneakers.
That's 2 more that I think are dope than Kobe's entire shoe line.
Okay, Mark, just like we said with the Iversons, right? Who is wearing Kobe's right now in the league? Who is wearing Tim?
That's a lot of. That's a good. Okay, nobody. There's a lot more people wearing Kobe's. Nobody. They like fashion shoes though. They like.
These are professionals. These are professionals that's gonna put the best sneaker they have.
No. Again, this falls into K-Dub got a Marathon Continue shirt on right now. Why? Why does he have a Marathon Continue shirt on? It's not because he likes.
I see where you going.
Like that much. It's a memorial. It's a commemorate. I remember you. You know what I'm saying?
No. The marathon. He got the marathon shirt on because he believe in that saying, which I believe in too. Like this ain't no quick little 100-yard dash. Life ain't no quick 100-yard dash. It's a marathon, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Start off fast, start off slow. You know what I'm saying? And probably Tim Duncan is he's like the level of that because he's so consistent. He stays at that same stride his whole life. You know, never had a shape up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't gonna get off of that, yo.
Because, man, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? You on the biggest stage of the NBA career, right? And you representing, even though Tim Duncan was born in the Virgin Islands, you know, but you still represent the African American community, right?
Tim don't care.
Up in there, you know what I'm saying? You got to show out.
But he's from the Virgin Islands.
He is, but you represent. It's just like Tiger Woods. Like he ain't ever want that title, but that's what you are. You representing the African American community. You know what I'm saying? I
Kobe
like
from Philly.
He never stepped up. Like Tim Duncan has a small legacy he's leaving behind. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say small. It's just not as the light isn't shine as bright as it is on like it is on Kobe's.
You never hear no Tim Duncan like just have an effect on people. You know what I'm saying?
But that I give you,
and I don't take nothing away from Tim Duncan because earlier I like model my game, like my emotions after Tim Duncan. Because you remember Tim Duncan never showed emotion when he was young. When he got older, he started crying and talking to the refs and all that. But he was younger, it was all about business. When he got on the court, all about business. No smiles, no frowns. It's on, and I say that to say that, you know what I mean? He just never had that high that Kobe had, man. And I'm trying
to figure out what Kobe, I guess it's LA is what made. I'm trying to figure out Tim Duncan won championships too, because I'm trying to figure out because Kobe isn't like the biggest talker. Like his personality ain't like, hey, look at me in a sense. It's more like he's a chill person too. It's just when you talk to him, he's an aggressive type person. If you come at, he can get aggressive. But
that's not entirely true, Mies.
I mean, he may be a little more open than Tim Duncan is, but that's not, that's not saying much. But Kobe ain't like he ain't a LeBron like.
But when Kobe first came in the league, nobody and again, my thing with Kobe, he was so arrogant when he first came in. What did he say? I'm gonna be better than Michael Jordan. I think he said that.
Confidence. That's confidence.
Yeah, you gotta be that way. Michael Jordan said the same shit. When he first came in the league, he said, I'm gonna be better than Magic. I'm gonna be better than Bird. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't around for that, but I don't remember it being as publicized as it was.
That's because
the last dance to show you in the Jordan's mental makeup.
Hey, I didn't see nothing like that.
Michael Jordan.
You didn't see nothing like that.
What?
His Hall of Fame speech was a big F you to everybody.
Michael Jordan was an asshole. Boy, he was the biggest asshole.
And Kobe, who was Kobe's favorite player?
Right.
He modeled his whole game.
Kobe was an asshole. If you come at him, he gonna tell you what do you tell somebody? Hey,
let's not act like he was humble.
The ball no more.
Let's not act like he was humble.
Well, he wasn't humble. He won't humble.
And I respect him for that because
I don't
great being humble.
I don't take that away from
humble people. Eat humble pie. You know what I'm saying? And real real superstars got that sweet potato pie. You know what I mean?
So would y'all say that Kobe is more clutch than Tim, or who is the more clutch? Because Kobe is known for clutch, even though he's not as clutch as what people make it seem he is. But was Timmy? I need to look it up. But
I would easily
who
get
would
at
you
the
take?
Kobe.
Okay.
I would easily get at the Kobe because I remember a big period of Tim Duncan's career. He would miss some big free throws.
He couldn't hit free throws his whole career. 69%. 69%.
Yeah. He missed a lot of big free throws, I remember. And he missed some big free throws in them Lakers series, I remember too.
The biggest hole of his game. That was the only hole in his game. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? His free throws. He couldn't shoot them. And I don't understand. He could shoot the jump shot. I mean, 16, 17 feet.
Yeah,
he can hit that consistently.
I don't understand.
But he had that flat, hard pushing jumper. You know what I'm saying?
He had bad form. You know.
Yeah.
Bent in. You're right.
I still think it's still a testament to all he accomplished. One, where he played, the market. You know what I'm saying? His teammates. I mean, if you want to sit and tell me that Ginobili, Parker, all them guys are just clear, surefire Hall of Fame.
They are, though. They are.
I would say I think Ginobili, and I said Parker is the best player that he played with, but I think Ginobili is more of a Hall of Famer than Parker, just because of the.
I think they both on the same level with Hall of
Fame.
Fame.
The same level.
Because they international too. So
and then
that's I was gonna say that's what's gonna get him in. But I mean, if we're gonna go that route too, Kobe probably played with. Is Fisher a Hall of Famer? You think he'll ever get in his life? I know he won't get in no time soon, but ever.
Fisher, and no disrespect to you, Derek Fisher, if you're listening to the podcast, but you a sucker, man. You know.
Come on,
you don't cross the line on. You don't cross the line with that, bro. Like,
God,
that's the man, shorty, with he got kids with him. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna do that? Like,
it get personal.
You, Derek Fisher, if you're on the podcast, you know what I mean?
Hold on. Whoa. Now, again, just to keep this Kobe Tim Duncan. Now, I remember a certain Kobe Bryant got caught up in his drama and threw Shaq right under the bus.
Man, I give people a hard time about that all the time. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe
Shaq was there with some girls too.
Yo, have you ever been in an interrogation room, yo?
Yeah, give me the lawyer.
I'll be sitting there like, I gotta get out of here. Yo, Shaq do the same shit, yo. Shaq got mad bitches. Yo, Shaq do the same shit, yo. So,
hey, yo, first 48.
You shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Because you did your own dirt. You shouldn't bring nobody else in it. But yeah, I get it, man. You know, they threw it out there like Kobe was snitching, but I'm sure Kobe was like, man, everybody do this. You know? And they said, like, who?
I'm pretty sure he ain't do it intentionally. He was a young guy too, so I'm pretty sure he didn't know the rules of the game. You ain't supposed to give no names, dog.
That's like the boy, the other kid, D'Angelo Russell.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
On camera, you know, talking about who chicks he messing with.
And the league, like the players was like he kind of got like blackballed by the players in a sense for that. Like nobody really could trust him. You know, it took a while for them to gain that trust back. I don't blame him though, because you can't be doing stuff like that.
He had the same situation where he was sitting in the locker room listening to all the stories, and he go back home and
pillow talking,
telling White, and they go back.
I remember hearing that. That was Greg Anthony.
Women go back and tell, boy, they hanging with the girl. I just got to tell you, he messing with such. I'm sorry, I barely know you, but he.
All right, so let me ask y'all that then. Off of that, how much do y'all feel like that incident with Kobe in Denver? How much did that tarnish and set him back in his career?
It did. It set him back.
You think so?
Yeah, because you gotta look at that year. He lost that year of basketball. He lost a lot of money. He arguably had the best sneakers ever created, right? The 2K4s, they couldn't even market putting his name on it. They couldn't even put his name on those sneakers.
Now, those would have been the best Kobe's ever had they been Kobe's.
They would have been they one of the best basketball sneakers ever.
You remember them, Mies?
No, I don't.
They were Harachis.
See now Harachis is fire.
Man. This was Harachis.
Is this when he was with Nike?
No.
Nike.
Nike makes basketball sneakers.
Okay. Apparently Puma does too now.
Puma do, right?
Shoot, everybody said
the sneakers for J. Cole, you know what I mean?
And Kyle Kuzma.
But no, I agree.
A Kobe legacy. What do they call it? A legacy of Kobe, Kyle Kuzma.
Now I do feel like that happening to him, like you say, the blackballing with Russell or whatever. Like I feel like Kobe was too great of a player to just completely blackball.
Well, he built himself back up.
Yeah, he did. He checked. See, now I feel like after that too, Kobe, the asshole mentality, it went away. Because if you remember before then, Kobe didn't like to do interviews. He was mean all the time to the assistant coaches. That was like a big thing. And then after that occurred, he had to become more. Yeah, he had to open up.
See, one thing I say this too, also because when I was younger, I love Allen Iverson, right? And I always said when they played in the finals, I was like, man, because they put after game one, the Sixers won game one. After game one, they put Kobe on Allen Iverson. And I always said, man, if Iverson was 6'6", he would be better than Kobe. But then after all that Colorado shit happened, and I got to see Kobe's how he lived and what he was doing. I was like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Kobe was always destined to be a great ball player just by his work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Matter if he was 5'5" or 6'5", you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. But that might be honestly what separated Iverson and Kobe, because I think Iverson was more of just a naturally gifted guy, and he liked to party it up.
That work ethic, yeah. He said he asked Kobe, he said, "What you about to? You going out tonight?" Kobe said, "I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym." Hey, I said, "I'm going out to the club."
Which is crazy, like I've heard a lot of stories at Lower Merion. They was like Kobe had his own parking spot, and he would get to the gym at like 4 a.m, take a shower, and then go to class, and then go right back to the gym after class. And you can't teach that,
right?
That's that Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Did we ever?
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Did we ever look up or see who had the head-to-head versus them, Timmy and Kobe? Who was like who had the best hit? Who had more wins between them two?
I would say just off of not even looking at his stats, like probably Tim Duncan had the more wins head-to-head.
I forgot. I looked it up too. That's probably true.
Them years, Kobe ain't have no team. Before the Lakers became the Lakers, the 96, 97, 98 teams, they was good, but they wasn't the Spurs level.
Right.
Mm-hmm. How do y'all feel like these two players will be remembered?
I think, like you said, Tim Duncan will go down as the greatest power forward to play the game, level of consistency, model citizen, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And Kobe will go down as, Jesus, the next thing, the closest thing to Jordan.
Yeah, I give you that. Okay, I found it. Okay, it's closer than you think. Tim Duncan 43, Kobe Bryant 39. Regular season, Tim Duncan 31 wins, Kobe Bryant 21. But in the playoffs,
Kobe probably got him in the playoffs.
Kobe Bryant 18, Tim Duncan 12. So that's it's insane to me how close actually their careers are.
It's really crazy. When I looked it up, I was like,
my argument is based on the impact of the game.
Legacy.
That's all I can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Stats and all that, they pretty much even. Tim probably got the edge on him with, because he got the MVPs, the finals MVPs. And he's number one guy in his position. You know what I'm saying? Even though he ain't got Michael Jordan to go against, but Karl Malone number two.
I think you're trying to phrase it like you can phrase it. The biggest impact on culture of basketball, Kobe, but I think just career wise, it still goes to Tim Duncan. But it's a win-win either way. Nobody loses.
Right, they both all-time great.
I think a better comparison would be like Duncan and Shaq.
As far as accolades, it'd probably be a little closer. But Shaq Prime was so high. It was it was so high, and it was so much shorter than these guys that it's hard to. Like Shaq was only Shaq from let's say 94 to 2006 or 2005-ish. Because I give him the Heat ring. I give him that Heat. And see, too, that's something else that kind of take away from Kobe. Like, Kobe kicked him off the team next season.
No. Let's start that, man.
He took GP with him. He took GP with him and got a ring.
Yeah.
And Kobe said,
Alonzo Mourning in the twilight.
You can't stay together no more. Y'all gonna have to choose. You know what I'm saying? They went with the younger Kobe, which they should, which is correct.
Because Kobe was gonna go to Chicago, wasn't he? He was talking about going to Chicago.
Yeah, that's only because Chicago had all them guys like Ben Gordon and they could trade for Kobe. You know, that was the only team that made it work. You know,
we know why he wanted to go to Chicago, man. We've been talking about it all show, man. He is and see, that's another thing. My man is a carbon copy of another guy. Like, I know he did it better than any player I ever seen, but who else is Tim Duncan like? Nobody.
Kevin McHale.
Big fundamental.
That's probably the closest. That's probably the closest comparison, just because of the feet work and all of that. But Kevin McHale he ain't Tim Duncan. He not Tim Duncan.
He's one of the greatest power forwards.
He is. He probably top 5 on that list. Yeah. We ain't even mention him.
Top 7.
Top 7?
7.
I would love to hear these lists.
I want to hear this, Mies.
Kevin McHale is great.
Karl Malone, Barkley. I forgot about Barkley.
Yeah,
Karl Malone, Barkley.
But see, Barkley's career was so short too, man.
But Barkley played against Mike.
No, his career was short. Like he only dominated. He was never the best player in the league. Number one.
Nah, he wasn't.
93, but then Jordan smacked him in the finals. So
yeah, bad.
You know what I mean? But anyway, Barkley's career was like 5 years. He had like 5 years of prime, and that's all the early 90s, late 80s, maybe 89 to like 93.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess you could put McHale in there. But I mean, is Olajuwon would you consider Olajuwon a power forward or a center?
Straight
center. So okay, Duncan, but I say Barkley, Dirk, KG.
I love KG.
I don't know. I'm taking all 5 of them before I would take McHale.
I'm not taking KG over McHale. I'm probably not going to take Barkley over McHale. It's hard. That's a hard way because see you two when you say Barkley his career was shorter, McHale's career was a little shorter too because he had that bad injury and that pretty much ended his career with Larry Bird. I think that's the only reason that McHale ain't that high on people's list because he played with another top 10 guy his whole life, and then he had Parrish and just all of the Celtic greats. We could go all day about Celtics greats here.
Celtics, boy.
Dennis Schroeder.
I'm about to say, hope you show your boys D. Schroeder some love this year.
Right? Hey, all right, and one more thing I want to touch on. So let's be honest here. Kobe got through a lot of bones in his career. We can start with, I don't want to play for Charlotte. Imagine if Kobe's career would have been in Charlotte. At least not even the whole career. His first 5 6 years was in Charlotte.
Don't do that to him, man.
Again, we wouldn't be talking about this. Number 2, they delivered you Shaq. They delivered you. Tell me who Paul Gasol got traded for.
His brother,
Kwame Brown, and his brother.
Yeah,
he got traded for the draft rights of a 2nd-round pick that turned into his brother.
Yeah,
wasn't even his brother had never played a game yet. Kwame Brown.
But
for a Hall of Famer, he was all NBA at the time.
You got to
who did
get traded for?
Who
did Westbrook just get traded for? Like when somebody doesn't want to be there,
they get you out of there, boy.
But look at it like this: where did Westbrook get traded?
To the Lakers.
That's my point here. When Westbrook got traded before, he got traded for CP3. They throw that organization he played for, and y'all can say what you want, they throw them a lot of they keep them relevant at all times. They keep them relevant along with the location of it. But I think that helped Kobe. Nobody ever said, I want to go play in what they call it, the Riverwalk. I don't want to go play in the Riverwalk in San Antonio.
Yeah.
No, Tim Duncan kept that. Right, he kept that afloat himself, man, for 19 years. That's an accomplishment, Nam Ray. That's an accomplishment. Kobe can just sit there and get mad, and we're gonna hand deliver you guys after delivering guys. I mean, Odom is probably a borderline Hall of Famer.
I would put Odom in the Hall of Fame. Man.
Right, Gasol is a clear Hall of Famer. Fisher, man, we'll see, man. He might be one of them guys in 30, 40 years. He might go in when he dies. He might.
Ooh. You say Fisher?
Yeah.
That rock
he'll never get in the Hall of Fame.
Say he'll never get in.
No, they don't put suckers in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe as a coach. Maybe as a coach.
That rock,
that
rock gonna hurt my boy Odom though, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Nah,
he'll get in.
Odom's never gonna get in.
There's a lot of players.
I seen Lamar Odom play in high school, and I was like, "Yo, nobody's doing it like this." In high school, he had that talent, but he never could put it together where he was considered like one of the greats of the game, man. But he had that. He was 6'11", could handle this. Is
stretch four. He was a stretch four before it was a stretch four.
The Heat in the Clippers. Yeah, you're right. He was an original stretch four.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, in high school, he could do this, yo.
Again, we talking about this. Kobe won 2 championships with this man. All right, we can go to Gasol. Man, if Bonham hadn't been a lunatic, he would. Man, Bonham was a very good talent, man. He was a very great player. You can go to Robert Horry.
Bonham was trash. He only had one good season. One.
Bonham.
No, man, he wasn't trash. I ain't gonna sit and say the name. Yo, you gotta think he was the youngest player drafted of all time. Yo, he was younger than Bron.
I see what you're saying, because with that 1 year he was good. He was working with Abdul. They had him working with Abdul-Jabbar. He was increasing his post game was getting better. But like you said, something happened, man.
Something.
It was never the same.
I remember he was arguing with his coach. Who was it? Mike Brown. He was arguing with him one game because he took a 3 and Mike Brown screamed on him, and he's getting mad at Mike Brown. He's like, "Yo, why are you taking 3s?"
Yeah. Remember he bleached his hair.
Yeah, then he had the straight up
curly straight.
When he was he got paid to Philly. Yeah, man. He had a bad, terrible.
Hey, look, that's the price you playing with the Mamba.
Nah.
Don't play that on Kobe.
You take a guy like Ron Artest, right? And Kobe, and he followed Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Kobe got him right. You know what I'm saying? Got him focused.
He did. KW, you missed it. We did the shoes. So he said Kobe had better kicks than Tim, and then Mees brought up a great point that I forgot. Tim Duncan had the flight posits.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the flight posits, but to me, them are doper than any Kobe except for probably the Crazy Eights.
You just don't like you don't like Kobe sneakers, man. Because you're gonna tell me we saying arguing about the Iversons, right? We saying arguing about the Iversons.
Better shoes.
Only the first ones.
First 3.
And that was only because of the culture.
Oh no.
That was only because of the hip hop and everything they had behind Iverson. That was
all right. So why is Kobe's better?
I ain't wearing no Reebok.
Performance wise, Kobe's sneakers are way better than anybody else sneakers in the league.
Hey, man, when I'm in the club doing my 2 steps, I don't care how much ankle support I got on. All right, that got to go. It's a fashion thing too.
If you're a ball to play, right? Even playing for fun, you're not throwing on no Tim Duncans.
Oh, well, that's for fashion. I'm
throwing in the club today.
I'm throwing on them TBDs for fashion now.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody rocking no Tim Duncan. Them things was hard, bulky and heavy, man.
That's them.
So Kobe got one of the most bulky tennis shoes I've ever seen. The ones that look like Audis, and then the ones that come halfway up your shin. What are we doing with those?
Those wasn't bulky. Them talking about the ones.
Yeah.
Actually, those were some
high boots.
Those were some of the lightest sneakers ever.
I give you that.
The nurse shoes.
Right. I don't see none of these guys who idolize Kobe. I ain't seen one of them wear them pair. They wear
the low top version because remember Kobe had 2 versions of those sneakers. It was a low top and a high top.
I hear you.
Man, look. You can go off on culture and fashion, and you would rather rock some flight pilots all day, right? But you know what I'm saying? If you was going to lace up the sneakers, right, you're going to put on some Kobe's.
Over Tim Duncan shoes overall, yeah. I mean,
over anybody's sneakers. Over anybody's sneakers, yo. And that's evident. That's evident because of how many NBA players to this day wear Kobe Bryant sneakers.
But you got to think, what's the last pair of Tim Duncans you can remember? Because he signed to Anta, the Chinese company, the last 5 or 6 years of his career.
Klay Thompson.
Kobe shoes was coming out till 2016, just with him playing, and they still released Kobe's. Yeah, they still, until his wife did whatever she did, which I don't understand why she is flipping out over them shoes. Man, they still release Kobe's every year, so the technology can be upgraded now. You can't upgrade the flight posits from 2004.
Yeah, but if you go 2004 Kobe's, they're better than those Tim Duncan 2004 sneakers.
Based off of what? We're gonna do a shoe episode. Like
I've been waiting on that shit since episode 1.
That would be a good one. That would be a good rank your top 5 shoes all time.
Foam posits never retro until 2008. And I remember it was the blue ones. I worked at Foot Locker and I was like, wow, they coming back out with these? Yep. Nobody was rocking them until them because they never came out. Look,
them the foam posits. Them the foam. Now these the foam posits.
Oh, Tim Duncan, he used to rock the silver joints.
Yeah, he had them on.
I used to rock the silver joints.
Let me see his shape up game in that picture.
Yo, you gotta
stop. That man here.
It ain't bad. That ain't bad right there. That was a young Timmy D right there.
That's that Virgin Islands lineup.
That ain't the finals MVP, Timmy
D. Come on, man. You gotta think. He over there. He over there in Virgin Islands. It ain't like they got
he don't care about that.
Super cuts on every corner out there.
Another fact I read about Tim Duncan, he was a swimmer. He was a swimmer. Yeah. His sister competed in the Olympics, and that was his thing. He wanted to become a swimmer, but then Hurricane Hugo, which also came through North Carolina.
It did.
I remember Hugo.
You know what I'm saying? That's our connection with Tim Duncan, you know. Hurricane
Hugo. And Wake Forest. He did
Wake Forest.
North Carolina.
Hurricane Hugo came through the islands, wrecked all the pools. Only thing left was basketball for him. Came through the Carolinas. I don't know what he did here. But.
You know, that's something else we ain't mentioned one time. He spent 4 years in college. I know he ain't win no national championship, but off the top of head, do y'all know how far he went?
I think he went to what, the Final Four or
Final Four?
Final Four. I think it was Final Four.
I feel like he did go maybe one of them years Final Four. That's got to go on this resume too.
Man, that was a
But Kobe ain't go to college though, so
that ain't Tim's fault.
He could have left early. He could have been number 1 pick in '96, but he stayed a year and was number 1 pick in '97.
So have we come to a conclusion?
I ain't gonna change my mind. You know what I'm saying?
He said he didn't change his mind. I mean,
everything y'all said, sneakers
sound good.
All that ain't changed my mind. You know?
If we going straight impact, man, it's Kobe hands down. Like, I mean, with the slogans, with the Mamba mentality, the marketing, just, you know, if we bring up a highlight reel, I ain't never watched no highlight reel of Tim Duncan. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
That's true.
Yeah. But I'll pull up. I mean, Kobe.
Don't forget the drama.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Kobe you gotta take them lows. You gotta take them lows with them highs, man.
Yeah. Kobe got a whole highlight reel of scoring 81 points. I mean, and this, you know, what's the doing work? Y'all remember that little documentary while he was playing? Doing work. That was real. That was cool. That was dope. You know, the detail, the show he got now. Like, I mean, if you remember, Tim Duncan didn't even want to he didn't want to do the Hall of Fame speech, or he didn't want to do the when they retired his jersey, he didn't even want to do a ceremony. They made him do a ceremony.
He's always been private, man. Private, quiet dude. Yeah. Like you said, you gotta dig information out of former teammates to tell them how great Tim Duncan was as a teammate, you know.
But he comes off when you hear him talk though, you can tell he's a pretty, you know, like cool guy. Like he's nice guy, you know.
I mean, look at him now. He got the hair braided and all that.
Yeah, he look crazy now.
Somewhere he's gonna be a head coach soon.
He said he look crazy.
You think so?
I fucks with Tim Duncan, man. I fucks with him.
I don't think he want to be a head coach. I don't think he really want to coach. I think he's just
on the bench. You see him on the bench?
Yeah, he was. I think he stepped down or something though.
Yeah.
I thought he was like the second assistant behind the.
He was at first. He was, and then
he coached for a year.
I think.
So he stopped. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought he was still doing it.
Yeah.
He seemed like he do something and then he just like, all right, I'm good. I don't want to do it no more. And he just do whatever makes him feel happy, man. I feel like.
Yeah.
But
that was mediocre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
So I guess that we have no minds have been changed. I'm still leaning towards Kobe just because I'm gonna lean towards Kobe because his impact on the game is it's still here. Like he's still a part, even though don't get it twisted. It's not like I'm saying Tim Duncan, he's nowhere near trash, but
nowhere near.
I gotta go with Kobe, man. I just don't. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna ride with Kobe on this.
Like I said, I think it's just a question of who has the biggest impact on the culture. Kobe.
Right.
Who has a great career? I'm still going to say Tim. Career-wise, Tim got it. But like I said, they both went different routes of going about it. One went through college, the other one went straight to the NBA. I mean, one, had to wait for the passing of the torch. The other one got it right away. I mean, one team built through the draft. The other one did through trades and.
Ain't never built through the draft.
That's not Lakers, man. They never did it.
The Lakers are prime time. It's a prime time destination. So I mean, it's
the only reason they got Magic Johnson is because Abdul-Jabbar was hurt. But you gotta look at it. Only reason Spurs got Tim Duncan was because David Robinson got hurt. They would have never been in the lottery to draft for Tim Duncan.
I ain't gonna say never, but they wouldn't have been the worst team in the league. They never would have been that.
The Spurs never was in the lottery. They always had a consistent team.
Because they have to.
Through the 90s.
Small market teams can't bottom out like the Lakers. Means what y'all doing this year, man? I know this debate coming to an end, but I want to talk about the Lakers just for a few minutes, if you have a few minutes.
I like this.
You tell what they doing this year.
Let's talk. So what's the conditions? We brought back Dwight, Melo,
Wayne Ellington, Bazemore,
Ellington, Malik Monk.
Malik ain't old. What's my other young boy? None. Malik go shoot it. All he need to do is sit and be ready to shoot. That's all you got to do.
Malik ain't nothing but reincarnation of J.R. Smith.
That's funny because that's what I compare. That's what I think he gonna be.
J.R. Smith.
That's what he gonna be. I mean, I think they gonna be. I honestly, I don't know. I was one of the guys that kind of was like, I'd rather take Buddy Hield, even though Russell Westbrook's the better player, but I just feel like they fit better. It fits better. So, I know they'll go make it work. So I
was talking to Mark about this, right? And I said the same. Mark was saying the same thing about this Buddy Hield kid, right? And I said, Mark, imagine you is the GM for the damn Lakers, right? And you got the Washington Wizards on the phone, you got the Kings on the phone, and you turn around to the owner and say, which one you want? What you think he gonna say?
Oh, yeah, for the LA market. I mean, you exactly right.
Russ, it's gonna put and it's gonna sell more tickets too.
If you was in San Antonio, you was in Portland, you in Milwaukee, if you got Buddy Hield on the phone and you got Russell Westbrook on the phone, everybody gonna hang up on Buddy Hield.
But if you get Buddy Hield, you still got space to bring in more quality, players to fit around. Where Russ now we got all these old heads around.
Arms race. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got these arms race. Few teams are building through. Few Milwaukee Buck team out there.
Well, the Bucks ain't even necessarily. Well, they went and got Drew, so yeah.
They two best players,
but they bought Chris and
then they traded for Drew, put them over the top.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did he though?
The defensive end.
He did.
Because he can't shoot for shit.
I'll say this about the Lakers. I think, and I do like from one angle what they did. I think they built this team more so for the regular season. Like, I think they put this team together more so LeBron and AD can rest and you don't end the season in the play-in tournament. You'll end it. I don't think they're shooting for the 1 seed. I think they're shooting for 3 or 4, and that's good enough. If Bron can get home court first 2 rounds, he should be able to get it done with what they have. I just feel like it's up to Westbrook if he gonna kind of stay contained. It's like I heard a good analogy for this. It's like with Russell Westbrook, it's like filling up a glass of water with a water hose. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fill up that glass, but he gonna spill a lot of water filling up that glass.
Yeah, but at the same time, and I get that, and I see over Russell Westbrook's whole career, he's been that way. But you gotta put that LeBron is in. LeBron
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron is gonna tell you like that clip I was looking at on Instagram where Kobe was talking. It was in the Olympics in 2008, and Kobe was talking shit to Paul Gasol, right? And LeBron was like, "Enough, Kobe. That's it. Let's just play ball." You know what I'm saying? Kobe, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I feel like same thing with Westbrook. You know, LeBron gonna be like, "Yo, chill out, all that bullshit." You know, swing the ball.
And it's similar to the Nets.
Durant couldn't say it. Harden didn't want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bill couldn't damn sure couldn't say it.
Well, I would say Kobe, he respected guys that was on his level. If you was on his level, he respected you immediately. Like the KGs and Iversons, like it was immediate respect.
Yeah.
But I think it's similar to the Nets and how like I kind of thought that the Nets wouldn't work out because of Kyrie and Harden. They got that they egos, and it worked out. If they would have stayed healthy, they probably would have won the ring. So go ahead.
I'm gonna put it like this for a couple things: defense and shooting.
Yeah,
will be problems.
Two things I think there's gonna be problems for them, and also age. I think what this Lakers team reminds me of. This is why I'm not hype about it. I think the names is cute. The names is cute, but this reminds me of the 2017 beginning season of the Cavs. This is
the 2018.
Yeah, they had Wade, they had Isaiah Thomas, Derrick Rose, and everybody was like, "Oh, wait a minute!" But what happened? All of them ended up getting traded or getting sent somewhere. So I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think all these guys that you see is gonna be on that team by the end of by playoffs next year. So
yeah, you're right.
So,
ain't much trade value, but none in Malik Monk. That's about the only trade value you got.
Yeah, ain't nobody trading for Malik Monk, yo.
He's on the minimum contract. You can't trade for so much.
Yeah,
look, if
you got to package him up,
right? Buddy Hield's on the trading block right now, right? If he was so good, he would have been traded to another team already.
But that contract, he got a kind of weird contract, like a little crazy contract too. So you got to put up a lot because we was going to have to give him Harold, Kuz, and KCP to get him. That's how crazy his contract was, though.
Enough said, man. I'm not.
I would have took Buddy, and I'd
have took Buddy.
Man,
come on. I
want that shooting.
Man, they gave Westbrook away for the second time.
I think Russell would have
given away.
They could have got.
Well, the Wizards is a terrible franchise.
You said what?
Could have Bradley Beal next year. How about that?
He'll be a Celtic next year.
I hope so.
I feel like the Lakers missed it because
Go ahead, K-Dub.
No, I'll say that I feel like the Lakers could have went and got Kemba. They should have. I really thought it was Lowry and Beal. Those would have been the best options. Lowry and Beal would have been the best options.
Lowry definitely.
I like Lowry. Lowry would have fit in real good with the because he played defense. He can handle the ball
and shoot.
He can shoot. And then I thought they were gonna get DeRozan too. I thought because DeRozan was talking about he wanted to take a pay cut. He gonna come play. Like I thought, Buddy, DeRozan, Lowry, that I would have been straight. But I mean, I'm cool with Russ, and I think it's gonna work out. I really do. I just can't see it right now. So I'm gonna have to wait to see
the finals with no resistance.
Yeah, the West isn't. The West isn't. The East is super strong this year. Like the East is. They on top right now, so I don't see too much resistance, like you say, in the West. I don't think the Suns had their little lucky run. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have another run like that. The Jazz, they good, but they not good. Like they not good. And then you got the Warriors. I don't know. I got to see what Clay bringing. I think they're gonna trade Draymond. Draymond talking too much. I think they're gonna trade him with that KD, and he talking too much. That would be a good fit if they could get Ben Simmons and Draymond, and you send them draft picks on up the road. But I don't see too much. Resistance in the West. Portland ain't in no more.
Since free agency is over, who do y'all feel had the best free agency? Like, who improved the most?
The Heat, Miami Heat. I like the Heat.
Heat.
The Heat nasty. I think they gonna I think they gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Nets. I think it's Nets Heat next year if they both stay healthy, and they will give them boys a run. I don't. Well, I'm not.
They swept them.
Y'all know how. But see, I say they swept them. But one of the reasons because the Heat had one of the shortest off seasons along with the Lakers, and they didn't look like they looked
the league.
Who? But no. See, the Lakers and the Heat had the shortest because they played in the finals. They only had like 70.
They was in Disney World though.
In between.
True.
That was the Disney Classic. They had a good time. All they had to do was walk across the college campus to play. Walk home and get a haircut. Like Namre swear is so important. And then they could go get on the Ferris wheel, eat cotton candy after the game.
That's like being in. That's like being in the feds, being on house arrest, nigga. You really can't go nowhere. That's mentally messes up your head.
That's good. You need to wrap Anthony Davis in some bubble wrap, man. He'll never be as healthy as he was that year. He'll never get a 3-month break in between in the same season. That's the only reason I feel like y'all won anyway. He'll never be that healthy again.
He was still hurt in the.
He was right.
But I mean, I don't know. The Heat. I think the Heat though. The Heat. They gonna do it. I think they get this break, and then you got Lowry now. You got Jimmy gonna have to shoot more though. He can't because I don't know. You got Lowry, so he can shoot the ball more because you can't have Lowry and Jimmy trying to be playmakers. Somebody gotta shoot the ball. I like the Heat, man. I like the Heat.
I got the Nets in a landslide.
You talking about just in a series?
Go all the way.
Okay.
I don't even think it's.
Say what? Every year this is hyped up. The two best teams hyped up, and they never make it.
Somebody don't make it. Well, at least one of them or both don't never make it.
I remember when 2012 when they was hyping up LeBron versus Kobe.
2009 when he lost to the Magic. Yeah.
That year too.
Yep. Let me down, man.
They hyped that up big, man. Had commercials lined up ready for that. Kobe versus LeBron.
That would have been great. That would have been epic right there, man. God.
I would have liked to seen that 2009 season, but we ain't gonna talk about Bron's shortcomings because it's.
Well, that wasn't Bron's fault that they lost that to the
Means I don't think you think nothing is Bron's fault.
He
Every time we talk about a bad day for LeBron, it's this person's fault. And
he averaged 38 points in that series, and through the first 4 games, he was averaging 44 points. I don't know what else the man can do, dog.
Average 45, if that's what's needed. Hey, just like we said with the 2018. Yeah, you did good. You scored 51, but you should have scored 53.
That man could.
We needed 53.
Yeah, you tough, man.
So nobody else supposed to step up, make a play.
Nobody had step. Again, if you said, and Means, you said yourself last podcast, you stated, wasn't nobody else doing that anyway. So why LeBron thinks somebody gonna do something at 2 seconds with the game on the line? Now somebody else gonna do something?
Man, he did give George Hill that wide open layup, man.
It wasn't wide open. He said it wasn't wide open, or he would have made a layup.
Well, he got fouled. They fouled him.
Come on,
stop the layup. You have 50, wide open layup.
You have 51 and you switched Steph Curry on you.
But they had Draymond
and KD. Draymond was defensive player of the year.
It was right there in the
defensive player of the year.
Right there. If Braun would have made one move and drove, they would have collapsed. Made that wall. They was ready for that.
Steph Curry can't guard now. 4 of us on this panel right now.
And you think they was gonna let Steph Curry guard LeBron by himself? No.
He was on him.
39 years old, man. Don't respect Steph Curry. Disrespect Steph Curry like that, man. Don't do that to him, man.
Steph, lock me up.
You gotta realize, right? Steph is playing against the best players in the world. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's 6'3". He's not no big dude. You're going against Damian Lillard and all these guys every night, man. You can't stay in front of these guys.
Right. No, definitely. And then the way the game is called too, it makes it extra hard because
you say that, man. I enjoy watching the Olympics because they refereed those games how basketball should be refereed in NBA.
Talk about that.
It's a little contact that's supposed to be in the
sport,
game.
Man.
Right.
They let them play.
Contact, physical game.
They promote. See, I think FIBA promotes going through the paint versus NBA is a pace and space. They want shooters to shoot. Don't touch the shooters. You can't touch nobody. So I think I like the FIBA rules too. It makes the game more enjoyable to watch.
Like we lost like the first 2 or 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
The guys had to get adjusted where they're not gonna get these little baby calls.
Right.
Yeah, Dame looked bad almost every game.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Dame. He kind of
depend on them calls.
Yeah,
and they weren't giving him nothing. He looked like an average player, which is sad to say.
Was a little different too.
Come on, now.
Aggressive. Yeah. You play with a certain basketball all your life, all year round. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to switch up to the FIBA joint,
Man, they ain't had no problem with that ball any other of the last 3-4 Olympics. Had no issue at all.
If you look it up, somebody always says something about that FIBA ball.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they were.
Tatum did. A couple guys did, but they brand new.
Even back in the day. Yeah. That FIBA, it's a little different.
Yeah, they said Melo liked it because the balls were smaller and he got smaller hands or something. I think is what it is. So it made it easier for him to shoot. Something like that. I remember hearing something like that about Melo in the.
We gonna get
Olympics until Durant this year.
Yeah,
we gonna get Namre started on Melo because he might have him on one of these Kobe lists.
Who Melo versus? Who we gonna versus against Melo, man?
T-Mac T-Mac versus Melo. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It might be, but T-Mac again, the career was
short. Melo's window was short too. The same.
He had a window. Melo had a window.
I mean, Melo was one of the best players.
Melo had it from the Nuggets to the Knicks. Yeah, he should have went to LA. If he would have went to LA in 2014 and joined Kobe, he might have. It might be a whole different thing right now.
We low-key missed out on the LeBron and Melo Eastern Conference Finals when I think Melo lost to Pacers that year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that's when Paul George coming out party. That was supposed to be them.
But Melo don't play no D, man. So
he gonna have to play some this year.
But we can say what Melo's biggest mistake was in his career, not going to Chicago. That's his biggest mistake.
Oh yeah, with D Rose.
D Rose, Jimmy Butler, all the.
They would have been nice.
This is young Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. They would have been nice.
And especially he wouldn't have to play no defense. Jimmy Butler would have taken care of him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was all set up for him. Melo took that money every time.
Yeah, he chose the money every time.
Remember LeBron told him to not sign that long deal after your rookie contract so we can play together. Mm-hmm. And he still took it anyway. Took them extra 2 years.
Yo, man, I'm not gonna fault nobody for chasing that dollar.
Right,
yeah. In the NBA, you know what I mean? That's why
we. LeBron can say, look at he got to be. He worth a bill, and he close to a bill now.
Right, he made up for it.
He could do that.
Deal before he even played a game in the league. He signed that Nike deal before he even played a game in the league.
But I'm sure Melo had that Jordan contract soon after.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. Melo got the $2 million deal.
But do Melo got $2 million? Do Melo got a piece of franchise?
Right.
Melo got movies. Come on now, LeBron already knew what he.
Melo ain't got nothing but a bunch of kids.
They sunk a hoop though. I saw the highlight there.
Yeah. Well, man, y'all want to wrap it?
Yeah, we wrap it up. Is there anything else anybody want to say? Anything? Anybody got?
Man, I enjoy my time on the show, man. I appreciate you guys for inviting me on.
Yeah, you always welcome back, man. Anytime, both y'all. K-Dub, we appreciate you too coming on.
I appreciate y'all for having me again. Please bring me back. Please bring me back for the NFL preview season because I'm gonna definitely work on that one.
Yeah, that might be next episode. I think that'll probably be the next episode is the NFL.
Who you rocking with this year, K-Dub? Who you rocking with?
What for the Super Bowl or who's my team?
Who your team? Who you rocking with? Who you fucks with?
Oh, Carolina all day. I took last season off. I took that last season. Teddy Bridgewater was trash.
Yeah, I know, right?
He about to lose that starting spot in Denver.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's a backup. He's a prone backup.
Career backup.
I think we get.
Teddy Bridgewater, he had a gruesome injury that he probably a lot of guys ain't come back from.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So you know.
But I mean, I was hurt during the draft for Justin Fields, team not drafting Justin Fields, but I hope Sam Darnold gonna make a comeback just like Ryan Tannehill did because Adam Gase.
I think Sammy be all right. Sammy Darnold's a good quarterback. He just
was in a bad
situation, a really bad situation. Right. I think it'll work out. And he got his boy Robbie Anderson back, and DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore gonna have a really good year this year. This gonna be his coming out year.
I like that kid from LSU.
Oh, Terrence Marshall. Yeah, he's nice too.
Right.
So we'll see. If CMC hold up too, then we'll see what's going on.
He got weapons.
He
got weapons this year.
The best white boy in the game.
Who Tom Brady?
If he can stay, I know, right? If he can stay healthy. If McCaffrey, that was always my knock on McCaffrey. He's too small. He can hit all the holes. He can run all the routes and everything, but to be your workhorse running back, he got to split time.
Well, he didn't have any major injuries until he came to the NFL.
Yeah,
he played all through high school and college. I don't think he ever had.
Where he go to Stanford, where their offensive line is always all 300-pounded. Like, you know, it's I don't even like college football if we're gonna be honest. Yeah, but I don't compare nothing they do in college to what they do in the pro, man. It's that is two different games.
Men out there, boy. It's grown men out there. It's like college basketball.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA, man. Them guys, people always say, "Oh, you can take the Kentucky team and beat the Knicks," but it ain't happening, man.
Nah.
It ain't happening.
There's a couple players on that Kentucky team ain't even thought about going. Like they're not even in. Nobody's looking at them to go to the league. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the talent separation right there.
Yeah.
But I guess we wrap it up for Talkin Noise Podcast, man. Episode 10. This was a great episode, and I guess we'll see y'all next time. Make sure y'all subscribe to the link on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and subscribe to us on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. Hit us up, let us know if you got anything you want to talk about and any topics, anything you want us to touch on, and for that, Harp, you got anything you want to say? Or
just comment, rate us. Come on, man. We need some exposure. This is gold, liquid gold I'm giving every 2 weeks. And I need a bigger audience, man. You know, somebody got to hear this.
Yeah.
Okay, Kobe.
Send me to LA.
I guess we out.
Shout out to Derek Fisher.
All right, for all of us here and for D Fish, wherever he at, we out, man. We out. Peace.